Welcome everyone to this meeting, real estate investment meeting this evening. It is August 28th, 6:30 Central Time. So let's go ahead and get started. I'll be sharing my screen for part of this presentation, and I'll be talking about health and what I'm doing to retain my health and how it's made me like 10 years younger, look and feel 10 years younger than I did 10 years ago. And we'll be talking about real estate investing as well. So let's jump right in here, and I will share my screen here. This meeting is not legal advice or financial advice. It's simply sharing what we do every day. And here's part of the Eagle City team. It is Dr. Sanjeev and his wife Nikki Ma, Asif Kumar, and myself. And we are the team. There's a few others involved as well. And we raise capital to purchase apartments. And these are typically around 100 unit apartment complexes. The last apartment we closed on in December was 128 unit. And that deal is going very well. We assumed a fixed rate loan and at a low rate. And so that deal is cash flowing, and it's doing very well. It's right along the George Bush Tollway in Grand Prairie. That's between Dallas and Fort Worth, Texas, here in our vicinity. And we're upgrading the units along the way, and it's doing very well, providing a great environment for our tenants to live. And so that's what we do. We purchase and operate apartments. And so I wanted to jump into a little bit of why I care about health for myself and everyone else. And so I'm sharing the screen here. Health is wealth. And the reason I say that, without health, without life and health, nothing else matters. And so health is very important to me. And I've I've lost like over 60 pounds in the last few years. And part of that's been through intermittent fasting and some longer fasts. And the longest water only fast that I've done was 10 days water only. And but I don't recommend anyone starting out there. I didn't start out there. I started the first time I started fasting, and I'll tell you a little bit about my story. I was overweight. I had an injured my left knee, and during the healing process, my good knee started hurting worse than my bad knee, my injured knee. So I said, that's it. That was the decision, the changing point. I told myself I need to lose weight. And so I started doing these fasts, because it didn't work for me just to eat less. Because once I started eating, I would eat more and kept gaining weight. And I couldn't seem to lose the weight until I started fasting. And my first fasts were one day. Not only, it wasn't even really a fast. I told myself I'm going to do one day, no solid foods. And as I was losing, as I tried, sorry, I had a little interruption here, but so I lost over 60 pounds in the last few years. Okay. And so my first fast that I did, I told myself I'm only going to eat no solid foods. So I did some chocolate milks and some all these high calorie foods that I would drink. And I didn't really lose weight those first times, but it started getting my mindset onto how losing weight, onto fast. And so I kept increasing that. And then I went to broth. I like to do vegetable broth. We'll put some vegetables in a cook it in water and then drink the juice, the water, right, from the vegetables with a little seasoning, a little salt in it too, whatever. And chicken broth is great as well. And I did that for a while. And like I do one day and then maybe I do try 3 days and then I keep increasing it until finally the longest one I did, like I said, was 10 days water only. So plain water only and no teas, no supplements, nothing. And I'm not recommending that. A lot of health professionals told me I was not smart to do that because I'm losing muscle mass or whatever. But there's something that happens when we do that, and it's autophagy. And if you can see on my screen here, autophagy is, and I'm not your health professional, please do not take this as health advice. Consult your healthcare professional for your specific needs. And if you're on other medications, I certainly don't recommend doing a water only fast when you're on other medications. Just simply my opinion. But it resets something in our body, and they say that autophagy is when we go longer than 3 days water only, and our body starts to replace the weak cells, maybe the cancer prone cells, and it replaces those first, and also loses weight. If you can see this flyer I'm sharing here on the screen, I'd be happy to share it with anyone as well. It's actually on our Facebook group. Actually, it's a friend of mine's Facebook group, Apartment Avengers, and you can join that group as well and see the flyer and what we're doing here, what I'm presenting today. And some friends and I are starting a 7-day water only challenge on September the 1st. And it's a group of us friends that are doing it for no reason other than to improve our health, renew our energy, better mental clarity are some of the things that it helps. Weight management, of course, I typically lose a few pounds. Like, I don't know what I forget what I lost on that 10-day challenge that I did. But it was like 15 pounds or so approximately. And so we'll be doing shares every day. We'll be doing some Facebook lives every day throughout this challenge, starting on September the 1st, just to let people know how it's going. Anybody that wants to try it, you're welcome to try it on your own. And see how far you can get. Maybe you do a day or two, maybe you can go 7 days if you did this in the past and you're used to knowing what happens. But there's some preparation that goes into like before we start the fast. 1, 2, or 3 days ahead, So like from now till, so September 1st is Friday and it's a Monday right now. So maybe tomorrow or Wednesday, I want to start adjusting my diet, like not doing any junk foods, um, basically raw fruits and vegetables and meats and nuts, like less processed, less refined foods, basically for the first couple days. I'm sorry, for a couple days before we start the fast. And then as the same for post fast. So we plan our food to come off of the fast, because I typically do not want to consume protein for a couple days after a 7-day or a 10-day fast like this, because your body is not prepared for it. It's off, it's asleep. In other words, we shut down the food processing in our body, right? Because there's no food intake on the water only fast. And we're doing 3 tiers on this challenge. The the lowest tier is 7 days of smoothie, like nutrient packed green smoothies and high in protein, low in sugar, right? And then the second tier is broth, like bone broth, vegetable broth, limit to like 3 bowls a day. And then the top tier, which is what I'm doing, is water only. And with the exception of electrolyte tablets, this is a really small tablet. It's basically salt. It has a couple items. It has a couple of ingredients other than sodium chloride, which is salt. It has calcium, magnesium, and potassium as well. A little bit of trace minerals for electrolyte, and it's something you can get on Amazon. And I'll do maybe 1 or 2 tablets in there. Like I said, a really small tablet. It's basically salt just for electrolyte and hydration. So it helps you keep from rinsing all the electrolytes out of your body during this 7-day fast. And so we're in our group. We have teas and coffees allowed on this 7-day water only. But me personally, and the essential vitamins and minerals, like I mentioned. But me personally, I'm doing water only, plain water only, with the exception of 2 of these tablets, electrolyte tablets, just to keep my body, the nervous system working better. And that's basically what there is to this. We're not selling anything. We're not advising anyone to do this challenge if you don't feel comfortable with it, or if you especially before you talk to your health professional, especially if you're taking other medications. That's out of my realm. I just know what it did for me, how much clearer mental clarity I have, how much more energy I have by the weight loss and the reset on our body. And I'm sharing a screen of the topics for each day of our fast challenge. So we're, as a group, anybody that wants to participate, it'll be live streamed on Facebook. So anyone is allowed, able to join in and listen to how it's going. And day 1, and here's our topics we'll touch on and talk a little bit about each day. And so I'll just read over these, give you an idea. Day 1, food is medicine. Day 2, we'll talk about how many calories we actually need. And day 3, to consider what pressures we're dealing with, because day 3 is typically the hardest day, right? And they're all hard. Come on, we're not eating, and that's difficult to not eat. But they say typically the third day is the hardest, and I found that true as well. So it's just to think about what pressures that I'm dealing with in life, and some planning. I do a lot of planning, like goal setting, and I mean, more like dreaming, like what would I do if I had no limitations, or if I was the person that I dream of being, right? Of becoming. And so that's one thing it helps with the mental clarity. And day 4 is, we'll talk a little about intermittent fasting. And day 5, plan your food intake. So we'll talk about the food after the 7-day challenge, or even if you start this challenge and you don't make the full 7 days, if just say 4 or 5 days in, you just can't take it, right? And I understand that, especially for someone that has never did a challenge, a 7-day challenge this long. Even then, you want to not be careful and not like overeat after you come off. And it's best to do like raw vegetable fruits and vegetables first, and foods that are low in protein, because your system is shut down, right? It went to sleep for a little. And day 6, reflection on fasting benefits and goals. Day 7, get an accountability coach and mentor group. And we're there again, we're not selling anything, we're not promoting any kind of programs or anything. Although some of us in the group do have coaches and mentors for our health and fitness and vitality. And we'll talk about what we're doing, and just to help people understand what other people are doing in real life. Sometimes it helps to be to learn from other people that are actually doing what it is we want to do. So there that's about all I have for today. And so